In the late 1970s, a band emerged from the crumbling industrial streets of Manchester, England. A sound cold as steel and yet full of haunting beauty. Joy Division wasn't just a band, they were a signal flare for a generation lost in post-war disillusionment. But at the heart of that brilliance was a deeply troubled soul, Ian Curtis. Poet, prophet, and ultimately tragedy. Joy Division began as Warsaw in 1976, inspired by the raw, chaotic energy of bands like the Sex Pistols. Ian Curtis, Bernard Sumner, Peter Hook, and Stephen Morris were young, broke, and burning with ambition. But where punk was angry, Joy Division became existential. Ian Curtis's lyrics weren't just about rebellion, they were about isolation, fear, and the decay of modern life. Their first album, Unknown Pleasures, sounded like nothing else at the time. It was stark, minimal, and emotionally suffocating. Produced by Martin Hannett, the sound was atmospheric and eerie, matching Curtis's hypnotic, dead-eyed stage presence. Fans didn't just listen to Joy Division, they felt them. But behind the acclaim, Ian was unraveling.
Ian, talk to me.
Curtis was diagnosed with epilepsy in late 1978. He was only 22. The seizures began to escalate, and so did the medications. Some made him disoriented, others made him depressed, often both. Imagine being on stage convulsing in front of an audience, not knowing if they're clapping for your performance or your seizure. Curtis couldn't always tell the difference. The pressure to perform, to record, to tour, while navigating a complex illness was crushing. Meanwhile, his personal life was disintegrating. Ian married his teenage sweetheart, Deborah, at 19. But as the band gained momentum, he grew distant. He began an affair with a Belgian journalist named Annick Honoré, someone he once called his soulmate. Torn between two women, between fame and fragility, between life and despair, Ian was trapped. In early 1980, Joy Division was set to tour America. This was the dream. New York, LA, venues full of fans. But for Ian, it felt like a death sentence. His health was deteriorating. He couldn't handle the pace, and emotionally, he was shattered. On April 7th, 1980, after a seizure on stage in London, the band canceled the rest of their tour dates. Ian attempted suicide soon after by overdosing on phenobarbital. He survived, but barely. Friends said he was reading The Idiot by Dostoevsky and watching Stoshek, a film about loneliness and death in a strange country. He was obsessed with the idea of fragility of existence. On May 18th, 1980, just hours before Joy Division was supposed to fly to America, Ian Curtis hanged himself in his kitchen. He was only 23 years of age. Joy Division was over before most of the world even heard them. His story is a warning and a reminder. The music industry celebrates pain, but often ignores the person feeling it. If you or someone you know is struggling, please reach out. Because as Ian once wrote, existence, well, what does it matter? I exist on the best terms I can. And sometimes those words are enough to hold on to.